Good morning, everyone. My name's Matt Baum. I'm one half of the Two-Headed Nerd comic book podcast. The other half is in here somewhere.
Oh, who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there.
Yes.
Hey. I'm the internet's Joe Patrick.
And together, we host a show about, you guessed it, comic books. And then on Saturdays, we get together with the nerds in our Discord, and we talk about what we're reading, what we're watching, what video games we're playing, all kinds of stuff. It's the gang hang. It's whatever you want to get into. And we ask that you get into it with us because the rest of the world is a flaming dumpster fire that keeps getting worse. But to those problems, we say the nay. We come here to talk about fantasy and bullshit.
To those problems, we say, if this be my destiny. That might be the wrong phrase.
There's all kinds of stuff to talk about. There is a Spider-Man trailer that came out this week. I skipped all the breakdowns and podcasts to talk about what's going on. So you guys, your job is going to be to inform me of everything that I missed. It's going to be fun. But before we do that,
did you not watch the trailer?
No, I watched the trailer. I just skipped all the breakdowns and shit like that. Before we do that,
for the most part,
we missed a new comic show the previous week, which means we did not get to talk about the big X-Men relaunch, X-Men United, or as we like to call it, X-Men Untied, because we have trouble reading.
Before we get into it too much, because I don't want to forget and I don't want him to get the shaft once again. But I would love it if we could do a quick check-in with our chief manga and anime correspondent, Jim Heavey, about One Piece Season 2.
Well, I want to talk about that too, because I just started it, but I wanted to talk comics first.
But we're not going to, if we start talking about comics and MCU shit, we're never going to get to it. All
right.
Let's kick it off. Jim, One Piece Season 2 has debuted. How's it going so far?
It's incredible. It's such a step up from season 1. Like you can really see. I
really liked season 1.
Yes. Yeah.
Am I an idiot?
This is
money in this season for sure.
Two things can be true. Season 1 doesn't have to have been bad for season 2.
No, season 1 wasn't bad, but
I really liked it.
Looking back, if you look back at season 1 and you watch season 2, you're like, wow, they whatever groove they found, they really hit the stride.
Production money, I think, is the groove they found. I think they made season 1 and they went, oh shit. We made a ton of money on this.
Right.
Because, obviously, whenever you're doing anime remakes, it's typically like everyone's like, oh, shit, they're going to make a movie version or live action version of whatever. Yeah. And then we get it and the whole internet dunks on it and holds on to the ring and puts their wiener in the movie's face. And it's just like, that was terrible.
Really.
Image.
Almost too specific to not be a real world example that he has encountered.
You don't watch basketball. That happens. That's a basketball thing. Come on, you guys.
I bet the people that made the Cowboy Bebop show are feeling so fucking stupid right now. Because if they had just shown it a little bit more support or put in a little bit more care.
No, there's a problem with the show. And I don't think
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. If they had actually One Piece, even season 1, I believe Jim when he says that, it's ramped up a bit, but even season 1 was impressively produced. On a technological level, it was really well done and obviously very, very expensive.
Well, Jim, tell me about that. Yeah. What are they doing right with One Piece that they did not do with Cowboy Bebop, for example?
Well, there's one voice. Oda has final say on everything. Okay. Every casting, any of the major roles.
Whoa! Back up. They let the crazy creator who came up with the book dictate what's going on in the show.
Yeah.
What an idea.
So because it was famous on season 1. I don't know what scene it was, but Oda didn't like it. They had to redo the whole thing. He's like, this action scene is bad. He's like, you need to redo it. So they had to redo it because everything gets approved by him, and if it doesn't, because
Oda is essentially the most powerful man in Japan. So
yes,
at this moment, yes.
Did he have that same say in the first season? He had full production.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. He did.
Yeah.
He did.
And one of the things with this new season, they can save money is all the sets, like the ship. Well, the ship, they're not going to break the ship. So the ship is already there.
Right.
The Going Merry that they go on. So they're all good on that.
And
so,
no AI either. They built
good.
these damn ships.
Oh yeah. Yeah, these are real things. I think they got them from the show Black Sails, I believe.
Yeah,
like
they refurbished them.
Yeah, they refurbished them. So
I love
that saves money. But the production and there's so many more. They go to a lot of islands this season. Like they're actually going out and pirating, and everywhere they go looks amazing. It was really great.
Man.
It was impressive. It was impressive.
Yeah, I'm up to episode 3, and I'm like, oh crap, they're just doing frame for frame some of this stuff from the manga, like literally.
I mean, I think we've probably crossed a threshold where it's now cheaper to film on location in tropical locales than it is to recreate the world from scratch in like that fucking Disney dome that they film all the stuff.
Now once we start putting tariffs on all this foreign filming and bring movies back to America, bro.
All right. Listen, that's not what we're here for.
Remember when they were going to do that? They're like, how's that going to fucking work, you moron?
I mean, and all the changes they're making are really logical. And look, Oda has said he has given them, if they actually go the length, he has given them a different an endpoint where they could end the live action.
Oh, really?
Continue.
And, like that's that episode with I'm not going to say spoilers, with the Laboon episode.
Oh,
yeah, I was okay with what they did with them and Crocus.
Yeah, like they changed some stuff. Another thing is they know where things are going, so they're adding way more lore tidbits between characters.
That's cool.
Like you might not think it's something, but they're adding a lot of dialogue.
They introduced that one dude who doesn't show up. Guy with the green hair. He doesn't show up till like much later. In the series. Yeah, in that that first episode.
They're not going page by page. Yeah. Like, is it as close? Is it like similar to what they're doing with Invincible, where? Because like I've never read One Piece. I'm watching the show and I very much like it, but I don't know. Like when I watch Invincible, I can go, oh well, that didn't happen until later, but I'm into that. That's cool. You know, they introduced some characters earlier. Is it the same type thing?
Like in the first season, they cut a lot of stuff out. They cut a lot of islands out. That stuff that wasn't interesting. Oda was trying to find his way, but like,
he even killed one villain too, just randomly. He was like, "Oh shit!" Like he's gone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, and the one thing is they are killing people off. Like there's a character in one of the episodes, and this character does stuff later, and like, nope, they're like, oh, that guy's dead. And you know what? Yeah. That's fine, because what does he do really later? Nothing.
Yeah, he's one of the filler stuff. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
Fair.
Yeah, so it's great that they're moving forward and they're being decisive.
I definitely remember, like, I watched the first episode of the live action show, and then I watched the first episode of the anime for comparison. And the first episode of the live action show is like, correct me, I might have the order of it wrong, but I thought that the cartoon only got about half as far.
Don't call it a cartoon, you
the
racist.
Anime, sorry.
My
the anime
God.
only the story in the anime had only progressed about to the halfway point of where the first episode
Give
of
it up
the
for
show.
the band. JD got to catch our band leader over there.
They got to go on this live action show. They can't.
They really do. There's too much
because there's so much to do, and the people will age out eventually.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, the thing about the first season that I loved was that, if you watch One Piece, I tried to get my wife to watch it years ago, and it was just like, okay, this is just like too many episodes for like one arc, not even an arc, even like a scene. Sometimes they'll even like stretch it out.
That's where I was at.
How it is.
Jim was like, just start watching it, and I was like, there's 17 years of content. You know, like I'll be dead. You know, I don't know.
And they put it in a nice digestible little thing with Netflix. I think they hit the sweet spot where you can do all of these things and kind of hit those major points, but it still is, it's still, you get the point across. Nothing is lost really from like what you watch from the either the anime you read in the manga. It's all there for the most part.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean all the characters are perfect. The casting is incredible.
The casting does seem great. Like these kids, because they act weird. It is cheeseball. They are definitely, but they're not doing the Cowboy Bebop thing where they go act exactly like the cartoon character did, and it will be bizarre. It will be so strange. Right. Like they're doing it, and
it's called anime,
and it's definitely. Yeah. No, you're right. I apologize. And it's definitely odd, but it works in a very sweet way that didn't come off in Cowboy Bebop. You know what I mean?
And they also think
in the universe.
Chemistry. Yeah, there's so much chemistry with the crew. They whatever they're doing is incredible.
Yeah,
because they feel They feel like a crew.
Yeah, you can tell they're having a good time. You can tell they're having a really good time.
Yeah, season 3 has been approved. They're almost done filming.
They're filming it.
No, they're about done. They'll
Yeah.
So
That's
a lot of people
boy.
assume it'll be released the same time next year. As
It's crazy.
season.
I love it. Yeah.
So we're not going to get the Stranger Things issues.
Well, no.
Everybody's open.
Yeah, because Oda has written everything. Like,
Yeah, fair
like, you know
enough.
where it goes.
Fair enough.
So
That's cool that he's giving you things though, like for the nerds like you guys who have read it or watched the show. We go, oh shit, I guess they killed that guy, or oh shit, I didn't know they were going that direction, because it keeps you. You don't know everything. Keeps you watching. Right.
Well, yeah, and it's been very clear. Like this is a different. Things are going to happen differently. Like there's a scene later where these two individuals are doing stuff, and one thing I'm doing vague, but one thing happens to the other guy rather than to the one person. It doesn't change anything in the story, but they're giving you winks like, hey, this is different. Like characters will say different things, like famous lines in the crew.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, why are you doing? Oh, you're doing it because it's different. And you're allowing the ones that are good actors to get more of that good stuff.
And that might have been one of the problems with with some of the other live action, like Death Note, for example. They tried to do it. They tried to do it like page by page, and it's just like when you know what's coming and you know what they're trying to do, and it just doesn't land at all. God, that sucked.
Well, I think the ultimate thing that we talked is Oda has the final say, and he has a good showrunners.
Yeah.
I know Matt Olson's taking a break for the 3rd season.
Yeah,
but like that guy. I mean, that guy's done so many interviews building up. Like he knows his stuff.
it's wild.
And when you have the creator in control, who would have thought?
What a crazy idea. You look at Robert Kirkman is in charge of the Invincible show. It's great. Oda's in charge of his show. It's great. It's almost like there's something that adds up here. I don't know.
Yeah.
I doubt it's a lesson we're going to learn.
I don't know what it is. I'm not that good at math.
It's got to be a through line. I don't know. Maybe that's a different show, but
yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Jim. Keep us posted as we go through the season.
I want to talk comics. Let's talk comics. Come on.
Yeah, let's do it.
We haven't talked comics for like more than a week here, and I'm freaking out. We missed X-Men United, which is the big push. Gray Malkin Lane. We've returned to the school, but we didn't return to the school. See, I told you guys we weren't doing that.
I mean, but we are going to cover it because our review show next week
we will be a week away from it. So nope. I'll let you figure out that math later and we can talk about it. But anyway.
Didn't it just come out this past Wednesday?
Nope. It was the Wednesday before. But regardless.
Oh, sorry. My mistake.
Who's writing it?
Eve Ewing is writing.
Eve L. Ewing, yeah.
And I want to talk about that because I'm not... First, before we talk about it, did anybody read X-Men United #1?
No, it's not on the app yet.
Okay.
Yes, you certainly did.
This is the big relaunch not relaunch, but this is the big push book where we're bringing the X-Men back together, which everyone complained. It feels like they're two completely different books. Uncanny feels completely disconnected. Scott's team is doing whatever the hell they're doing. And then you have a bunch of other random X-Men that are just running around doing their thing, right? Because
that was a selling point personally, but
not anymore. It's not. Now it's Tom Brevoort throwing pasta against the wall to see if it's cooked or not. And that's not how you see if pasta is cooked or not. You taste it. And if it tastes good, then you know, oh, okay, we can eat this. This shit is inedible. This shit is not working. This shit is a hodgepodge mess. The art was not very good.
I mean, inedible is a bit of a stretch.
The story,
it wasn't great though.
If you want to sit down and eat the book, I'll watch you do it. But you know.
That's content right there, baby.
The art was bad.
The art was
like
categorically
it's not that
bad.
It's not just that the art was like could have been better. It's like no, the art was bad.
It was
who's
bad.
the artist?
And I'm not even
Diego Palma is the artist.
And I'm not blaming Diego Palma. I'm not saying you're a bad artist, you should quit. Not at all. Diego Palma seems like the kind of artist that
we've literally never said that about anybody.
Right. But what I'm saying, like people that don't know and listen to the show, we can sound like two people that just said that art sucked. That's not what I'm saying. Diego Palma is a perfectly talented artist that is probably great for a backup story, a fill-in, something along those lines where like we need someone to flesh this out or help finish this. Maybe they're young and they're coming up and there is definitely talent there, but it is not the flashy X artist that you put on a big book launch. It's just not. And it shows. Yeah. And when you're saying
there are fundamental problems in storytelling, in like character anatomy, and just, it's just we can hem and haw and qualify our statements all we want, but the art in that issue is not good.
And beyond that, the whole idea of Gray Malkin Lane, for those of you who are playing along, we've created a school that is a
Lane.
Say what?
Gray Matter Lane.
Oh, sorry, Gray Matter Lane. I keep saying Gray Malkin.
Gray Matter Lane.
It's a mind palace, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a place we go in our mind to train safely. And it's lifted directly out of the Legion of X stuff that we saw where Legion did this and created like a mind palace for people and on Araco and everything. And that book looked fantastical and amazing because this is a mind palace. You could do whatever you want with it. This one looks like
it's a building.
We're in a building in your mind, bro.
Yeah.
There's nothing even.
It might as well take place in the actual school.
This feels like they started writing a book where they put the school back together and they went, what if we said this all takes place in their brain? And they went, okay, sure.
I'm looking at the artwork on Bleeding Cool, and I see the artwork.
JD, you're breaking up really bad and freezing on us.
Looks like those. It looks like if you back in the comicsology days, if you got a nap on. All right, the bleeding taking up.
Oh, we lost him. All right, we'll come back to it.
Okay.
It just
he'll be back. But I mean, you can't they don't even explain the premise properly because it's a mind palace, but they show everybody that goes to the virtual school walking through a portal in the real world.
Right.
What happens?
Yeah,
do their bodies disintegrate?
Yeah, or do they just fall
teleport
backwards?
to the
Do they
do they
walk
just
up
fall
and
prone onto the ground where they are? Why do they have to walk through a door?
Right.
Like, and for all of the talk about how it's like the security is top notch. Really? All anybody has to do is find somebody's body, somebody's mindless body.
Well, that's the other thing I wanted to discuss because Scott's whole thing, again, Cyclops being written like a total shithead because that's all we do with him now. Scott's whole thing is like, it's not safe. You put all these mutants in one spot and we're going to get attacked. And it's like, okay, well, first of all, you're all in somebody's brain, so I'm not sure how they're going to attack there.
Psychic attack, we've seen it.
Sure.
I mean, yes, that he's not totally wrong
second,
about that.
Isn't the real problem that everybody is laying face down somewhere?
Defenseless in their homes. Right.
Like just peeing, I assume,
Yeah. So JD, welcome back.
Yeah, sorry.
You were saying about the art?
Oh yeah, the art. I mean, God, you're right. The art is bad. I mean, what it reminds me of is like if back in the days of comicsology, if you got way deep into the library of the creator owned work, like the comics, I hate being this critical.
It's almost where it's like they could take they took all comers, right? Because
they took all comers.
Comicsology originals.
Yeah.
What? I feel the same way. Like Marvel's Infinity Comics or Infinite Comic. Like it's God bless them for doing it. I think it's great that they give up and coming creators this chance to do this work.
It's a good place.
But they do not put the person that draws the Infinity Comics on the flagship X-Men title.
No, that's the problem. And it's not that creator's fault. It just isn't. That's bad editorial. That's a bad choice.
Sure. I'll agree with you there. And so Frank says maybe they're all transported to limbo. Frank, if there had been one line of dialogue that said your bodies are teleported to a null space where they are protected from harm.
Nope.
While your mind goes, no, there's literally nothing.
Nothing. No. Let me ask this. Why do we need a fucking danger room in a mind palace? Isn't the whole place a danger room? Isn't everything a danger room?
If you're in a mind palace, can't you just download fighting skills into people's brains?
Sure. I mean, and be like, look, a dragon. Let's fight it, Or like, oh, no, a sentinel. Let's fight that now. I mean, what are we doing?
And I'll grant you this, the argument for having a danger room is, well, they need to learn how to physically use their powers, to which my counter argument is they are not physically doing anything.
Right. Yeah. It's just, This is Tom Brevoort trying to go, see, I told you I wasn't just going to restart the school, but I'm going to restart the school.
Look,
Can I tell you what this sounds like to me? And I'm not reading this at all. This sounds like, and I'm totally honest, somebody sat down with either a copy of Heroes Unlimited, Villains and Vigilantes, and literally ran through some kind of bizarre role play game with this. I used to play Heroes Unlimited back in the 90s with my friends. And this is what it sounds like. This is what our things would sound like that we would do. They're just crazy off the wall bullshit that you would never see in comic books.
Yeah. It's not.
That's what
it's not good storytelling. It's good.
It's just not a fully baked idea.
Probably fun
it's
for a
not
role.
fully baked. That's exactly it. Like, I'm not mad at the idea of a Mind Palace school in theory. But if they had thought it through, if they had put the specifics on the page to justify how it's working, we would be having a different conversation, but they didn't. It's just walk through a door in the real world.
Yeah.
See you on the astral plane.
Which didn't they do something like that like not too long ago in the X books where you walked through a door and you went somewhere and like you were trained there and like I can't remember what that's. Oh yeah, that's right. Fucking Krakoa again.
Krakoa.
We're just doing Krakoa bullshit that we got to get away from Krakoa. It's a big mess. We got to get away from it. Now we've got too many mutants again in all crammed into.
I don't even agree. I don't even agree with that. There's only like 10 students.
There's 10 students, but again, on top of all the other mutants that are in all the other books that we barely care about.
Well, yeah, I mean,
like this guy with the spikes on his shoulders. Who the fuck even is this? I have no idea who
he's from Exceptional X-Men.
Oh, don't care. I just don't care. And
so there's the kid that helped Emma build the Mind Palace, who's from Exceptional X-Men. So if you haven't read that book, you're not going to know who that is.
And I'm calling my shot here. This is all going to come down to, okay, this isn't working either. How about a big thing where, I don't know, something terrible happens and we murder a bunch of mutants and we're back to a few of the X characters that you recognize starting over in a new X book.
I would.
The Hellfire Gala,
I would,
X-Men 97 episode 5.
That's what you do.
I mean,
every 5 years or so, you know.
I mean,
rather than repeat.
At this point, you know, I wish they would just take their lumps and actually go back to the school.
Yeah.
Just go back to the school.
Yes.
Because that's the last time anybody can agree. That's the last time the most people can agree that the X-Men worked for the most people.
Yeah. And it's not like this is not old guy.
It's not that Krakoa wasn't great, but a lot of people didn't like it. But almost everyone can agree that the X-Men at their peak is the school. And just fucking do it. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel.
Just get it done.
Because this is not working.
I am going to say something. So, and I hate being the guy that brings up other podcasts on this show, but I listened to a podcast called Battle the Atom, and it's these two hosts, and they've been rating every X-Men story from A to Z for like 9 years now.
Awesome.
And they've got
I gotta check this out. I love that.
Stories rated, and their number one, the number one out of 1,225 comics in the last episode I just listened to, their number one story is House of X: Powers of 10.
Really?
That's number one.
Okay. The best?
I mean,
really?
Look, that's a great story.
I liked it.
And number 1,225 is X-Men 2099, The End.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
Okay. All right.
That's fine.
But no.
we can put that back there. Like, I don't even count that as an X-Men story.
Yeah.
I might be like, nah, that doesn't go on the list. Thanks.
It's a cool show. I like listening to them because they always get to a point where they pick 3 stories that have a theme, and then they decide where to rate them. And usually it's like, okay, where is this one? Is it better or worse than that story? Mm-hmm. Where is this one? Is it better or worse than that one? It's kind of fun. But the fact that House of X Powers of 10 is at the top of that list, and I've listened to a lot of shows that talk about what the Krakoa era did for bringing in new readers to X-Men, younger readers.
Say what you will, it brought in new readers.
And so there is an entire generation where Krakoa is the thing, and I think the thing that they're running into is they lost those readers.
Well, not just that, they lost the old readers too. right?
Yeah.
The ones that didn't care for Krakoa or me, who really liked it and then thought it went on a little too long, and then we didn't come out of it well. And now it's like, I'm not trying to be old guy yells at X-Men cloud, but quite honestly, there's not much here in any of these X books currently, literally any of them, that feels like the X-Men comics that I had to sit down and I had to read when they came out. I had to. Not all, even the ones that weren't great, I still had to read them because I love these characters. I love what's going on. It is hard to recognize what is going on and what the plan is with the X books right now. Captain America is in very good hands and marching towards a big event that seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. Wolverine is part of that event. And I would argue that Wolverine that's going on in this miniseries, right, where he's tied in and he's tracking this character. That
Weapons of Armageddon.
Right. That Wolverine feels like a completely different character from the Wolverine that I'm reading in the regular Wolverine book that I don't want to read anymore.
Well, and then and again, this is a failure, as you said multiple times, of the editorial staff. Yeah. Not that the writers don't contribute.
No, Eve Ewing is a good writer. Eve Ewing's
but
Black Panther.
I'm talking about Wolverine. Like, they just announced, like, it was a big fucking news story. Wolverine's adamantium claws got shattered, and his little bone nubbins are back again.
No,
and it's just like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
It's either marking time until they know there's this major relaunch direction they want to go that's going to line up with some type of MCU X-Men movie thing. And in the meantime, we'll just keep playing the hits. You know, it's just like every once in a while, we'll march them out again. Ladies and gentlemen, the X-Men sort of like Grant Morrison. Ladies and gentlemen, the X-Men sort of like Krakoa. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Loeb's Dogface Wolverine returns. You know, and
if we could get something like Grant Morrison again, I mean, even if we went back, even if they wanted to play a hit, I mean, do that.
I don't think
that's what Todd said in or that's what Mosaic Fan Art said in the.
I don't think you can.
Chat.
I don't think you could bring in a Grant Morrison. You couldn't. A guy like Grant Morrison's not going to be able to work in Tom Brevoort's X office. He's just not. Tom Brevoort runs everything.
Get rid of Tom Brevoort.
I agree.
And to segue into something I know Joe wants to talk about. I think the problem is, why are all the X books? Why does the status quo of this, or why does the story of the X books have to be about where they live? Why can't that just be a status quo?
That's true.
Like, I thought Krakoa could have kept going if it just would have been, oh, that's where the X-Men live. Let's have stories that don't always take place there, but, you know, they go back there.
Right. And imagine if every Avengers story was, here's our new headquarters. You know?
I mean, and that's the thing, because, like, that's the thing that I love about, that's the thing I'm most excited about the Spider-Man trailer is it's not about Spider-Man in the MCU. It's about Spider-Man in New York. We're back to a ground level status quo.
That is the most Spider-Man ass looking movie than we've seen in.
Let's get into Spider-Man.
20 years.
Let's get into the Spider-Man trailer in just a second. But I think you're onto something there, JD. And that's like, what is that thing that made the X-Men great? That made the X-Men what they were? And in my mind, the X-Men were great because there were a group of mutants that didn't fit in society, that had a really smart guy that set up a school that taught them how to use their powers and take care of them. And then as you graduate, you go out in the world and do things. And then there's other kids behind you that are going to the school. Maybe we just boil that down and do that because
that's
works.
Why I think they're on the right track with the writer on this. I will defend the kids from Exceptional X-Men because of all the books from the Ashes line, that was the one that felt the most like old school X-Men, because my favorite thing about the X-Men is when they go out and find new mutants and protect them.
And you know what? And I will give Jed McKay credit because he's doing that a little bit as well. And so is Gail Simone. Mm-hmm. But the problem is, at least with Jed McKay's X-Men, is that the rest of that book feels so alien compared to the concept of the X-Men that having a couple of new characters isn't going to cut it.
No.
At least with Uncanny, even though the tone of it's different, the setting is way different. At least it still feels like Rogue and Wolverine and Gambit are trying to train up a new generation.
Yep.
And
there's too much. There's too much X stuff. And we're literally going to get to a point where we're going to have to blow it all up and go back to 2 X-Men books. Uncanny and
Uncanny and X-Men,
and then maybe we restart Wolverine because, of course, we're always going to have a Wolverine book.
You got to have Wolverine,
okay. And I'm not saying Storm can't have a book. That's fine. Give Storm a book. Like I'm into that. But we don't need all this shit we're doing. Magic and Colossus and Rogue's got her own book and Gambit's getting a book. Like, we're
here's an interesting idea.
Throwing shit against the wall.
Go back to the miniseries. Go back to doing 4-issue miniseries. You want to give Gambit a book? 4 issues. There you go.
When you have a story to tell, when we have a Gambit story, and we've got a marquee creator that loves this character, that wants to tell a story, and I don't give a shit where it takes place. Do it in his past, do it in the future, do it right now in continuity. But all we're doing is like, let's revisit the Savage Land. You guys like the Savage Land, right? Remember when the X-Men went to the Savage Land?
I don't even want to
I don't even
want to talk about.
But we're not going to make it look like a flashback. It's not going to be what if. It's not going to be flashback. It's just going to trick people into picking up an X-Men.
Marvel Fanfare was an anthology book. Yeah,
right. It was, and that was the perfect book to do something like this in, where you want to tell Spider-Man story. Boom, you want great.
Anthologies don't sell. Anthologies don't sell.
Or Marvel Comics Presents. I mean, that's where we got Weapon X.
They don't sell.
Marvel Comics Presents. Marvel has done a bunch of them over the years. Marvel Comics Presents, Marvel Fanfare.
But I walked into a comic book shop when I was a kid. I was like 16 years old. I was in Brooklyn. It was down the road from my uncle's house, and we were visiting for the holidays. And I was like, I went to take a walk, and I'm like, oh look, a comic book shop. So I go in it, and I see issue number 2 of Fanfare with like, I think it was like the Man Spider on the cover, and it looked incredible. I was like, I picked it up immediately and then began searching for number 1. It took me 2 years to find a copy of number 1 because like no one had it.
Yeah.
So I finally found like number 1, and I was like, this is great. Now I'll agree that over the years, like I would say after like a year of Fanfare being amazing, it really dropped off at one point because like the art dropped off, the stories dropped off.
Well, and that is a problem that we talk about with anthology books a lot, is that
they don't sell.
The quality varies wildly. Sometimes it's 3 good stories and 1 bad in an issue. Sometimes it's a year of great stories and then 5 years of terrible stories, and so anthologies are hard to do well consistently long term. But I love the idea of kind of recapturing that, like in the 80s, Iceman had one, Nightcrawler, Magic. Like
the
just
miniseries.
do the 4-issue mini.
They're so good.
Absolutely.
And say this year we're going to focus on, I don't know, how about a mutant that hasn't done anything for going on 15 years? Fucking Colossus, you guys. Give me a good Colossus story where he's not walking around crying the entire time. All he does is cry. And get upset. My sister. Oh, she is so upsetting. Oh,
Matt, he's Russian. He's very sad.
Oh my God.
Very dramatic. Very dramatic.
I'm so tired.
There's a joke in the chat about Marrow, and hey, you know what? I would welcome a Marrow.
You got a good Marrow story? Give me a good Marrow story. Just give me a good writer and a good artist that's doing it. That's all I'm asking. If we look at DC and what's going on now, like we just stepped out of All In, and we're going to talk about this in our extra. We just stepped out of All In, and now we're at Next Level or whatever. Look at the creators that they're getting to tell stories. I don't care about the demon. I've never cared about that character. I'm going to pick that book up solely because of who is going to be writing it and drawing it.
James Harren,
Yeah, people follow creators, and good creators create good stories. I don't give a shit about Lobo. I'm checking it out because
I'm telling you that Scotty Young has probably sold more copies of Lobo #1 than the character of Lobo ever would have.
Yeah.
Well, I just listened to an interview with him with David Harper, and he was talking about why he had no interest in going back to Big Two. He didn't want to do DC. They called him up and said they want to do Lobo. He's like, okay, but we do it my way. And he says, like, it's my team. my people, and he was thinking about it and he wasn't sure. And then he called up Nick Dragata. Dragata had just started doing Absolute Batman. It wasn't even out yet, but he had like 4 issues done. And he's like, what's it really like over there? What's it like at DC right now? He says, it's like doing create your own comics.
Yeah. Because they're letting creators tell stories. We got to stop pretending like Rogue sells comics. Gambit sells comics. Wolverine.
Does sell comics.
I mean,
Matt.
that's true to a small.
There are characters
extent.
that do. Batman absolutely sells comics. Wolverine absolutely sells comics. Captain America does. But when you put a creator like Chip Zdarsky in Captain America, when you put a creator like Greg Rucka on Batwoman, when you put, creators like Matt Fraction on Batman, what happens? You've got lightning in a bottle. All of a sudden, you are
like Rogue. Rogue probably sells comics, yes, but not enough to justify a series.
If you look at the top 10 reported,
we do a miniseries with Billy Thompson.
Right. You got to bring a like with Batman.
Yeah.
Batman will always sell. It won't matter.
But look at the top 10 ICV2, like reporting, or top 25 comics that retailers are reporting sold. Right now, there was one Marvel comic in the top 10 last month. Everything else was DC. And it wasn't just absolute shit. I mean, like Absolute Wonder Woman and Absolute Batman were at the top. And then right under that was Fractions Batman. The KO stuff was selling very, very well, regardless of how we feel about it. I mean, they say what you will about KO. It did the job. They put creators on it that people are excited about. And people went, fuck yeah, I got to see what Scott Snyder's doing with this. That guy's crazy.
The thing is though, at least with KO, yes, they put creators on it that people are interested in. Yes. Right. But KO on its own didn't really do anything to set up the next level books. It's like they didn't even need to do the event to set up these books. They could have just done the books.
Sure.
And I think I'm so excited for most of these next level books, just like I was excited for the All In books.
Yeah.
When they launched. And that's because DC is putting their best foot forward in every possible case.
Yeah, literally stuff I don't care about. I do not care about the Red Hood. Don't give a shit. I don't even know who most of those kids on that new Titans team is. But you know what? Kyle Higgins is a really good writer. Kyle Higgins
and Danielle De Nicolo is an artist. These are people I know and whose work I admire.
I never watched Power Rangers growing up. Every time we reviewed a Power Rangers comic that Kyle Higgins wrote, I was like, this is fucking great. This is just good.
100%.
He's a good writer. I don't know.
And so that I think. So now we're on the subject of DC, and it's 11:38 already, and we've got a lot to unpack as far as Spidey goes.
We'll jump right into it.
But and I almost feel bad trying to have a DC KO conversation without Brian Domingos.
We don't need to now. We're past it.
Let's do a postmortem on DC KO maybe next week.
Yeah, we're over it.
But oh no, we're not over it. We need to discuss what happened in that comic book.
Sure,
but
let's get into Spider-Man.
I think DC right now, just to kind of put a pin in the comics conversation, I am so much more excited for nearly every decision that DC is making, even for characters that I don't technically care about.
Yeah, the New Gods. Mosaic fan art brought it up. The New Gods. I'll be first to say I hate the New Gods and I hate the Legion. I only read this shit because Joe Patrick makes me do it, and every once I'll be like, hey, that wasn't bad. I still hate you. But the New Gods book is so good. It's incredible because somebody, Ram V, goes, I know how to do this. It's going to be really gentle and it's going to be odd and it's going to be totally bizarre and cosmic and way out there, and I'm going to grab the best artist working in comics right now, Evan Cagle, and it's going to look wild, man. And it just works. Come on, Marvel.
Yeah.
Come on. It's like Marvel's leading their characters around by the nose while DC is going, hey, creators, what do you want to do with these characters?
Right. And while I admire Marvel giving opportunities to artists that might not be household names, I think in practice, that is doing harm to a lot of books.
I think it also illustrates we're not willing to pay.
Yeah, right.
Big
That's
name
the thing,
artists.
right? Is that, and I'm not saying that everybody needs to be a superstar. I'm saying, you know, who's not a superstar? Hermanico.
I disagree. Totally.
He's
disagree.
not though. He's not a.
He's huge
a
in Europe.
blockbuster
He's
artist.
huge in European comics. He's a pretty big name. Yeah.
Matt, we are in America here.
I understand that.
Big names in Europe do not give a shit.
You still got to pay a guy like that, or he's going to take a job in Europe. He's huge.
Right, but
you know?
the point, Jorge Corona. Yeah, he just came off of a great run of Transformers.
Sure.
But he's not exactly fucking J. Scott Campbell or Todd McFarlane.
Well, no, but he's getting there. They recognize that. You know?
My point, though, is that these artists, DC has found talent that have that potential, and they are becoming that.
Mm-hmm.
And Marvel is just farming it out.
Well, and look
to
when I think
talent that they can afford, it seems.
When I think a lot of it, like based on what Scotty Young said about taking on Lobo, is they're letting the artists or they're letting the writers pick their artists.
Yeah, I want to work with this guy. Corona was a choice of the writer. He said, "Hey,
because they've worked together on 2 or 3 other books."
Yeah, and he was like, "Okay, their Transformers book is he's almost done. He's almost done. Can we please grab him?"
Yeah.
Scotty literally said, he's like, "I'm doing this and I'm bringing my team," and so Scotty brought the artist, the colorer, and the letterer with him from previous books, and the editors are like. He's like, Scotty's pitch was literally like to the editors, like, I'm gonna make you guys this job so easy.
Yeah.
And the editors came back after the first 2 issues and they're like, you guys are a machine. Like, how do you guys do this?
So I know I make everything into a wrestling metaphor, and Damon, tell me if you think I'm wrong here. But right now, Marvel sure feels like WWE, and DC feels like AEW. It feels like they're finding talent as it's coming up. They're saying we want to show you rad talent. It does not matter how many clicks they get on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube views. We want talent in the ring. And WWE is like, yeah, but this guy's in this movie, so we can't have him do too much. He's going to get in the ring and slap this guy 7 times, and then he's going to win.
I would only say a few seconds worth of this, but yes, that is exactly correct. Because WWE right now feels more, and similar to Marvel, they have a moment first as opposed to content first. Like, oh yeah, here's what's happening. Like,
Marvel is trying to let the characters sell the books, and DC is letting the talent sell the books.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is why you can get away with putting out you can put out a Lobo #1 and have it be a smash, or Deathstroke #1 and have it be fucking awesome, and then as opposed to like the huge, big, slam bang Spider-Man Venom crossover book that is just like, meh.
Yeah, the Spider-Man Venom crossover book is your Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton WrestleMania match. That's all it is.
Their names, they'll sell. That's it.
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
Sure, all the idiots would be like, "Oh man, the famous guy's fighting the famous guy. Count me in." Like, okay, go get him. Speaking of Spider-Man, let's talk about
who is in charge of Marvel right now. Who's the head editor?
Brevoort. CB Cebulski is the editor in chief.
Because the other thing I took away from that Scotty Young interview is he was talking about how much Marie Javins is responsible for this new wave, or this new this spike in DC, and he was saying that there's a line in the first issue of Lobo that he was shocked they got away with, and I guess Scott Snyder said he was going to reject it, and Marie was like, "Nah, leave it, let it go."
Awesome.
Awesome.
And so my last, we need to talk Spider-Man. So my last thought is this. My last thought is this. Dan Mora got his start drawing a comic book read by 10 people about fucking Santa Claus. Yeah, it was written by Grant Morrison, but still. And now he's one of the biggest names in comics because DC they cultivated his talent. They let him grow as an artist and a storyteller, and they put him on projects that were a great fit, and they are crushing it right now. And that's a lesson to be learned, I think.
All right, let's talk Spider-Man.
Say my favorite book of his is not even a DC book. I still say Once in Future.
It's great.
Once in Future,
it's great.
really good.
Let's talk Spider-Man. I'm putting my foot down.
All right, so
Spider-Man.
We got a
the
Spider-Man trailer.
We got our first Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer. And that movie comes out like in 5 minutes. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure what took them so long.
No shit. This does seem like they really waited to scoot this one
Isn't
out.
it out in July?
July 31st.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Like, I can't remember the last time we had to wait this long to see the first trailer for a blockbuster movie.
Right? It's nuts. Although Supergirl, they did wait quite a while for that one too. And we were all like, where is the Supergirl trailer?
I wonder if they wanted to,
like
I
it,
wonder if
though.
they needed to wait until like Daredevil stuff was done.
So there's some
because
things
of
maybe.
things that
Yeah, that might be because like there are some things like, okay, so in this trailer, we see Spider-Man in New York getting the key to the city and Wilson Fisk is not giving it to him.
Wilson Fisk is not the mayor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means that
Clearly.
which means that, Devil's Reign?
Yeah.
Whatever the storyline was that got Fisk kicked out of office is probably
Mayor
happening in
Fisk.
Born Again season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've actually confirmed that the showrunners of Born Again season 2 said that they will wrap up the Mayor Fisk storyline.
Well, yeah, I mean, yes.
But another thing to consider though is that Spider-Man One More Day takes place. Spider-Man Brand New Day takes place 4 years after the end of No Way Home, and I suppose you could just say that that's just the natural. That's how much time has passed just since that movie came out.
Maybe.
Which
We also don't.
But
really,
I mean,
when is this Daredevil
the way they
story
phrase it
taking
though
place?
makes me think that there's going to be like there's been a time jump. It's not 100% clear yet whether or not it lines up exactly timeline wise
Fair.
with anything else.
Yeah, like Daredevil. When does that story take place?
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe just by virtue of how long it's been since the last one.
Well, okay, but
Maybe they didn't even need to tell us that 4 years has gone by.
the person that is giving Spider-Man the key to the city was one of Mayor Fisk's people, Sheila Rivera, that works for him. So
right. You know what? That scene so fast that I
was.
didn't even put together it was her.
I don't think it's so. Maybe it's not too long at all. I don't know. Maybe this rolls right out of it.
Yeah, maybe they line up perfectly well.
And the Punisher is here, and he's not going to die, obviously, in the second season of Daredevil. And
that's like what, like Matt, you wanted to know like some of the Easter eggs that you missed. That final scene when you see Spidey jumping off the building and going toward the cloud of hand ninjas.
right.
There's a lot of people claiming that there's a No Way Home type obfuscation there.
They
that
took
there's
people
a-
out.
They digitally removed at least one character from.
which
Maybe.
considering it's a street, it's a New York cityscape, and he's fighting the hand.
Well, hold on to
Who do you
that.
think
Let's go in order because I do want to talk about that. But let's go on. Let's just kind of. I've got an order in
Oh
front
well,
of me.
then let's go. Yeah, go.
Yeah.
Go,
So
yeah.
the Punisher shows up in a van. I can only hope the microchip is talking to him in his ear somewhere.
I don't remember how
Bring him
the
back.
thing
He
with
exists.
I don't remember how the thing with microchip ends up in the Punisher show. Are they still
he
buddies
killed
at the end of that?
No, he killed
He
him.
killed him.
No, he's dead.
I don't
He's
think
quite dead.
anything that happened in that Punisher show like is necessarily canon. Or
Why are we, Matt? We cannot have it both ways. Either we're bringing it in or we're not. It's probably canon. Yeah.
I
It's
think
canon,
I
yeah.
think they're loosey goosey with it. So
Why
whatever.
wouldn't it be canon? There's nothing in that. There's nothing there that's
Yeah. I mean, I just don't
We
know.
got
think it's the
Punisher
same
in a
he's not there.
Spider-Man movie. I don't care if microchip's there.
No, I don't.
At the end of the day,
I'm just
you know?
throwing the Punisher is there. And I was hoping like, oh man, they're gonna do like a gang war story. But they're not. We're doing the good news is we're not doing any multiverse bullshit other than no one remembers who Tom Holland Spider-Man is. Nobody remembers Peter Parker.
Peter
as
Parker.
Spider-Man.
Peter
Yeah.
Parker. There's a very. I think they've made it clear that people remember Spider-Man.
Right.
They do not. They do not
They
know.
do
Peter
not
Parker.
connect the two.
So I don't remember who. Well, they don't remember. Yeah, they don't remember Peter Parker at all. Yeah, they're like.
he's
So
gone.
I don't remember. I don't
He
remember
doesn't
who
exist.
posted it. Who posted it in the movies channel when we were talking about it. Thank you, John. That's exactly what I was getting at. In the comics, after the deal with Mephisto,
Mhm.
and everybody forgot, he meets the Hulk.
Yeah.
And the Hulk calls him Peter. And Spider-Man's like, what did you just say to me? And Hulk says, you made Banner forget, not me.
Which is cool.
And so if Mark Ruffalo becomes the Hulk, like we don't really have confirmation that he will be the Hulk.
Oh, yeah, maybe not officially.
I would be stunned if we don't see the
They're
Hulk,
not
but
gonna. We're gonna get a Hulk shot. Come on.
Look, I'm just saying we don't. They haven't confirmed it.
It's like if Logan shows up and he doesn't pop his claws.
I would love for them to have a scene where the Hulk remembers.
Yeah.
Yes. That would be cool.
Well,
I mean,
and Banner's wearing the wrist thing that he uses to control his transformations.
That's right.
That he
From
had in She-Hulk.
I remember.
I'm sorry, that's Chekhov's gun.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, but also MCU Hulk is different. You know, if Banner hulks out, is he going to be Professor Hulk? Because that's just Banner.
Well, sure.
Well, there is a rumor. There's like a very strong rumor that based off of action scenes or whatever that's kind of leaked that's happening. We're getting Savage Hulk.
Yeah,
by all indications.
There's definitely two different Hulks. We've got the smart Banner Hulk, sure, but we saw like on Sakaar in Thor Ragnarok, that was a completely different Hulk. That dude was gone. Like, you know,
but that was before Smart Hulk. Smart Hulk, we didn't see.
No, but what I'm saying is there's two. We have different Hulks. We've established that.
Right. But my question is, are we going to go back to a version of the Hulk?
We'll see.
Yes.
Like even if we go back to a Savage Hulk that might remember who Peter Parker is.
Okay.
Is he going to vocalize it? Right. You know,
like
bigger question.
I can imagine like Peter.
Bigger question.
Like,
we have a scene of
Parker.
We have a scene of naked Toby.
Yeah, exactly.
Naked Tom.
Judy Parker.
We have a scene of naked Tom, and it looks like he's shooting webs out of his body, possibly his butt. I don't know.
It doesn't. No, actually, they very purposefully cut off that shot from like the wrist up.
Are we mutating him? Are we doing something with Spider-Man?
I'm pretty sure we know something's happening.
The easiest assumption to make is that they are doing something similar to the other. However, the other also had a lot of really dumbass mystical spider totem bullshit.
Yep.
And I can't really,
baby.
I don't really know if I see that in the cards for Tom Holland Spider-Man.
I hope not.
But Frank mentioned it earlier. There is a very famous story where Peter Parker mutates into a man spider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so if they're doing that, that's different.
Well, that would be maybe this is why he's going to talk to Bruce Banner, because he's like something's happening.
His DNA is mutating, yeah.
Right. And like
I had mentioned something before because I remember this because I enjoyed the series when I was little. Anyway, the Spider-Man animated series, they had the Man Spider story, and basically what he does, is he
also
starts to
Tarantula is in it.
Tarantula's in this movie. Is that right? Is that correct? Tarantula's in this movie.
Yep.
He's in the trailer.
100% he is.
Yeah, in the trailer.
Boomerang too. And Boomerang's in it too.
Right
there is a shot in the trailer. Boom. Thank you.
That's Tarantula. No shit. He's even doing the pose. Oh my god!
And then the very last shot of the trailer is another Eric Larson cover where he's fighting Boomerang.
Yep, exactly.
And it didn't even register. The first time I watched it, it didn't even register that was Boomerang.
Well, Bruce Banner says to him, if your DNA is mutating, it would be enormously dangerous.
Yep. Well, certainly.
Are we doing Man Spider? Is that what we're doing?
I want to bet it's Man Spider. I even had, we'll talk about the Sadie Sink of it all later, but there might be something else in the animated series that they may be borrowing from, which I'm not going to get into just a second. But
I was going to say the Sadie Sink of it all. You know, everyone's been talking, oh, she's going to be Jean Grey. She's going to be Jean Grey. And then I did hear someone No, I did hear someone specify another character who is a mutant that she could play that would make a lot more sense.
Please tell me Firestar.
Typhoid Mary.
Oh, I saw that going around.
Except
I still don't know.
The hole in that theory is that the MCU, Netflix already did
have a Typhoid Mary.
Yeah.
Iron Fist.
In the Iron Fist show.
I'm
not saying that we need to stick to that, but it would kind of be like if they did Nuke when we already had a Nuke in Jessica Jones.
I'm fine ignoring that, but okay, let's keep moving. Aunt May, dead. She did.
Yep.
Very dead.
Well, yeah, she died in the last one.
Yeah,
We know that,
but you know, you never know. Like,
unfortunately.
who
Yeah,
knows?
that
What,
is true.
exactly. But
No Marissa
you know,
Tomei.
the rumor is Marissa Tomei is very hard to work with, so they were like, "Yeah, you can go away. Thanks." Let's see. This Jean Grey shit. I
still don't know. Although
I don't fucking buy it. I don't think everybody's gonna say that everything is X-Men, you know, until they finally give us an X-Men thing. I don't think we're ready for that yet.
I have a crazy wacky theory, but about that.
I do as well, and it might be the same theory that you and I.
Let's hear it.
It might be something we already discussed.
Damon, what is it?
All right. Well, what I was going to say was back to that thing I was talking about, the Spider in the animated series. One big plot point of that is Peter goes to the X-Men to talk to B specifically to find out what the hell's going on with his DNA.
So,
and I was saying that if they do that, if they go that route, then obviously
Banner says,
Banner would
I'm
be the
going to
fill-in.
refer you to a colleague of mine who's an expert on genetic mutation.
I mean that.
Yes. Right. And
But
then
Jean
that's how
Grey
you
is
kind of
not
get this whole Jean Grey.
Yeah,
But what I was going to say was even
Michael Morbius. We're just doing a straight
Yeah, there you go.
adaptation of the cartoon version.
you're going to see Jared Leto just pop out. It's just, oh shit. It's
Yeah.
just like, no, but what I was
Just
also
when
going to
you
say
least
was there was
expect
even
it, guys, it's Morbin time once again.
everybody's morbing. But, yeah. Well, what I was going to say was the other wacky. Hold on, I have to throw this out there.
No,
real
please,
quick.
yeah, no.
Basically, no. The only thing I was going to say about that other theory that I was going to say, if they go this route, because I could see MCU trying to do something like this. So if they introduce Jean Grey, how crazy would it be if she's like from? And I know this is going to eventually tie into the next two Avengers movie, but they could do it subtly. She's from the X-Men universe who gets kind of stumbled into this one. And then by the end of the movie, like because of what's happened to him, she says, well, there's a place I come from that maybe there's a guy who can help you. And that kind of leads into the whole whatever that happens in Doomsday. Because apparently she is in that movie. So I don't know to what degree, but she's in that movie.
Yeah.
If they cast Sadie Sink in Doomsday, then
Well, it might be Secret Wars, rather. I'm sorry, not Doomsday, but she's going to show up again in one of those movies.
That I think that does torpedo the Typhoid Mary theory, which is unfortunate. I think that was more interesting and made more sense.
The other prevailing theory, which probably has greater odds, is that she's Felicia Hardy.
I put my money
and
on
that they
Felicia.
just
That would be interesting.
But
Put
if
my money on
they
Black-
but
on Black
we
Cat.
also don't have any confirmation that she's in any of these future movies.
True.
Not official
okay.
confirmation, right? We only have rumors and speculation.
Yeah,
And
the thing that played with the Typhoid Mary and Jean Grey thing is because there is that scene with the tank where there's like the possession thing moving.
Yep, I was saying that too.
Yeah,
So the characters are being possessed.
everyone is thinking Jean Grey because there is a villain that appears to be mind controlling
Yeah, and
characters
Typhoid can do that too.
hopping from body to body.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like a mental presence that hops from body to body, because it's not like she's like, I keep saying she as though it's true. Whatever's controlling these people, it's revealed that in that tank that Peter stops, it's an old lady driving the tank. And then we see the old lady snap out of it. And then there's like a swoosh. And then one of the soldiers gets possessed.
That's not Jean Grey. Who is that? Who can we connect it? That's not Jean Grey doing that.
Mindworm. Typhoid.
Mindworm.
I posted that. Somebody posted that fucking Mindworm, who's also a mutant, but no, it's very deep cut.
Typhoid Mary's not doing that either, though.
Mindworm is so stupid. It won't be Mindworm.
Yeah.
But
Why are you bringing up RFK Jr.?
There you go. That would be a nice little fucking tribute.
So, and I think so there's two ways you can look at it. You guys mentioned Mr. Negative a couple times in the chat. Mr. Negative is not necessarily mind control. Mr. Negative is like,
he's like the Purple Man,
bringing out the negative qualities kind of thing.
but he's also kind of like the Purple Man.
but-
He says you do something and you are like, that's kind of what I have to think now and what I have to do.
Yeah, but I was gonna say,
Like he'll be like, you can't beat me, and you're like, I can't beat him. You know?
Oh yeah, he forces Wilson to jump off the roof.
Yeah. He has those
I was gonna
powers.
say, in ultimate in the Ultimate Universe, Ultimate Mr. Negative is a mind controller. He is a possessor.
Full on.
It's probably a ghost. You're right, John.
What if it's Jericho from Teen Titans?
There you go, Jericho.
man, you're right.
Marvel.
Putting my money on Jericho. I'm taking my money. Yeah.
Decided to work with Marvel and get a crossover. Beautiful.
Pushing in all my chips on Jericho. We're doing it. All right.
So yeah, there's some sort of presence that seems to be hopping from body to body, not controlling multiple things at once. And I think Jean Grey is too easy.
I think so too.
I think people want so badly for it to be Jean Grey.
Almost certain it's not her.
It's not her.
Yeah, I don't think that she's Jean Grey.
No.
And it's like
there's another option, by the way, that I was thinking towards that. If it is, and again, I'm not saying it is because I'm still, again, I said this before, I'm not convinced. If they wanted to do Jean Grey, it could be that she's there for that reason.
Now, my guess is
somebody who's doing this shit.
If there's anything that is any hint towards X-Men, it just literally ends with Bruce Banner going, "Let me give you the name of a colleague of mine who deals with genetic mutation."
Yeah, and we go, what? And then a musical sting, right?
And then the movie goes on. Yeah,
like at the end of Ms. Marvel.
Right. That's it. We got to look at the Scorpion in full armor. I didn't love it.
That was cool.
I thought
it was okay.
I need to see more. I think we barely got a good look at it. We need to see more of it.
I thought it was kind of weird. But okay, let's talk about
He got a big ass tail.
I don't like the way the tarantula looks either.
Yeah, the tarantula again just looks like another guy.
In my heart of hearts, I want these guys to be wearing spandex. I want the tarantula to have a shitty little mustache.
Well, I think you can do that same outfit. Cool. Just do the do-rag headpiece with the eyes. Same outfit.
Yeah,
that's it.
I want him to be an awfully Latino stereotyped dude with a shitty mustache doing acrobatics.
All right. Let's talk about the hand.
But Boomerang, I will say this. Boomerang looks pretty much spot on.
Boomerang looks like Boomerang.
Steve Lieber redesign from Superior Foes.
Superior Foes.
Superior Foes.
Correct.
All right, the hand. We got a bunch of ninjas. We've got one that is like a female looking, like sort of like she's got like a cape type thing. And then the generic red hand ninjas, like JD, you mentioned, a bunch of people are saying, they totally digitally removed Daredevil from this scene.
Oh, yeah.
Does it make sense? And I know Daredevil like popped up as his lawyer or whatever, but does it make sense to introduce that on top of what is going on with the man spider stuff? Or is this literally just a scene to establish the hand is around and they're a problem in the Daredevil season and they're a problem for Spider-Man too? I have a feeling that this is a throwaway thing they are dropping in the first trailer because Marvel does that shit all the time. And we go, oh my God, this is so big and it's so huge. And it's like, this happens in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. Well, I think you're kind of right. My hope is the tarantula scene, the boomerang scene, the hand ninjas.
It's like a day in the life. I'll bet you that's what this is.
And I think it would be really cool.
Yeah. And the Punisher. I think John's right. I think the Punisher even. I bet that's in the first 5 minutes of the film.
Or even the first 15 minutes, stretch it out for a little bit so we get an idea of how grindy being Spider-Man has gotten so that we can see how much of a toll it's taking. And, those are the Spider-Man stories I always liked, when he is on his way home from somewhere and has to go beat up Boomerang for 2 panels and then try to get home before the eggs break or something,
Yeah, and John's right. When he says, go home, Frank, it's just world building montage. And all these scenes look like they're taking place in the morning in New York. Time to go to work. Friggin' Boomerang. The stupid tarantula. They're always saying, he's hand ninjas. What a pain in the ass. I do not believe this is the end of the film where Daredevil shows up for a big ninja thing. I don't buy it at all.
No. I think this is probably there's probably going to be a joke about him being a really good lawyer at some point, after they fight for a bit.
And maybe Daredevil is there in this scene and he's like, thanks for the assist, bro, or whatever. And then he's like, gotta go.
The only thing that kind of keeps me away from that is the fact that the hand ninjas, I think, are the only villains that show up twice. in the trailer.
Yeah, and something with that too. There is a scene like when they face off and whatever. He looks like for some reason Spidey's in jail, but more specifically, his mask is off when he like grabs the sword and breaks it. So I'm like, okay, what the hell is happening here? Like, why is his mask off? Why is he facing off against the ninjas?
They could very easily fold Mr. Negative into this too, and be like Mr. Negative is part of the Hand instead of he has his own army of ghosts or whatever. I mean, like.
He hires the Hand and says, "This is my backup."
Or Mr. I mean, I would fold Mr. Negative into the Hand if I was doing an MCU collapse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you just go, all right, he's controlling the Hand ninjas in New York, and but he's not just capable of that. He can control anyone. Oh my God, he is a big threat. So otherwise, the Purple Man's going to show up, and we're going to be like, "Oh shit, it's the Purple Man doing it."
David Tennant. Hey man, I would not complain to see David Tennant back.
We did.
He was quite dead. Yeah, last week's track, but still.
Yeah, if the continuity counts, the Purple Man is dead.
David Tennant as an actor would not shut up if he was coming back.
Yeah,
right. That's true. Yeah, he's not good at keeping those secrets.
I had to step away briefly, but did you guys discuss theories about?
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Yeah.
There you go.
So Matt mentioned it looked like
quality Star Wars storytelling for you right there.
Peter fell out of the webbing and it looked like he was shooting a web, but I think it very much was not. I think it's
somebody in the Discord.
I think he got caught by a billy club rope.
Yeah, I like that.
Because they very purposefully cut off the shot above the wrist. Which, of course, you could say that they would do that if they were going to do organic web shooters as well.
Yep.
But I don't think that's it. I think based on the fact that we know that there's been a character digitally removed from the trailer, just like in No Way Home, just like how No Way Home removed Toby and Andrew Garfield.
Sure.
Yep.
I think that Daredevil, that's the moment. Not only do I think that that's Daredevil, I think that specifically is the moment that Daredevil enters the movie.
Nerd bet.
Okay.
I'm going to say it's organic webs. And I think Daredevil probably does pop up in this film, but I think it's a throwaway part of a 5-minute montage where a day in the life of Spider-Man and I help Daredevil fight these ninjas real quick. I think that's it.
Okay, to be clear, I am not arguing against organic webs. I'm talking about that specific moment.
I am also talking about that specific moment. I think that is organic webs that's happening, not Daredevil saving him. I think Daredevil...
And I think that that's what they want us to think, and therefore that is definitely not what's happening.
For the sake of the bet, I think Daredevil only appears in the scene where Spider-Man is fighting these Hand ninjas. And I'll bet it's part of a montage at best. Same with the Punisher. I bet the Punisher's in this movie for... maybe 3 to 5 minutes.
I think he's in a lot more than that. There is a rumor about. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's in a lot more movie. So.
Well, I mean, there's a lot. I don't know because I can't be that one scene because we have got to establish how Peter knows his name is Frank.
Right, and then there's another.
Everybody knows the Punisher's name is Frank.
Apparently, at least he filmed where he's doing stuff with Sadie Sink. So
everyone knows the Punisher's name is Frank. It's been in the paper. The cops all know it.
I don't know. I don't know the name of every. I don't know the first name of every code named serial killer.
Frank is the most successful serial killer in the Marvel universe. Everyone knows his name is Frank.
Nah,
he's famous.
Also, I don't think he's ever hit it either. I'm pretty sure, even in the comics, I don't think everybody knows he's Frank.
I think that for the sake of character recognition, that's how they have to play it in the comics. But I think if you ask 10 New Yorkers in the MCU what the Punisher's real name is, 8 of them are not going to know.
Daredevil season 1 has multiple news reports and newspapers that say Frank Castle is back. The Punisher has returned.
Matt, I understand that that's the case, but I'm telling you, that's just how people are.
I mean, sure. If you want to say that he's as famous as a congressman, maybe I'll buy that, but people know who Frank is. No question.
But everyone knows who everyone in Omaha knows who the mayor of Omaha is, but I'm not going to go up to him and say, "Go home, John."
Sure. But Spider-Man, who is a superhero who doesn't want to beat up Frank because he knows he's misunderstood, definitely knows Frank Castle's
I think that the scenes between them in the trailer implied that they have at least some sort of previous
Yeah,
not relationship per se, but like
they dated.
They've dealt with one another.
They definitely dated, no question.
Yeah, no.
Nerd bet.
One other thing that
in this movie, there's a Punisher Spider-Man sex scene in this movie. Nerd bet.
Oh Lord.
Yeah,
oh,
okay,
God.
I'll take that bet.
Hey,
so one other thing that the trailer definitely wants us to think, but is not true, is that there's the scene where Spider-Man is in the body scanner,
right,
at the Hulk's lab, presumably, and then it cuts to a computer readout, and so they want us to think that that's the readout from the Hulk's computer, but it's not. It is some sort of vigilante detector.
It's a government thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you can like, and I zoomed in. I yelled at I said, "Computer, enhance." Yeah, and I blew up my screen, and it is something. The word vigil is on the screen, and also it talks about like threat level and power set. And our vigilante activity detected, that kind of thing.
It's classifying him as an enhanced human. On the screen.
Right. Mm-hmm. And the word vigil jumped out at me, and it was familiar, and I couldn't figure out why. And so I searched
origin of vigilante.
And well, I mean, that could be, and I might be grasping at straws here, but there is an organization in the Marvel universe called Vigil. Oh. And they are known primarily for dealing with, surprise, surprise, the Punisher. So it could it could be nothing. It could be something.
Here's the best part.
There's also a shot of Spider-Man talking to the head of damage control.
Does anyone know what Vigil stands for in the Marvel universe?
I posted it, but I forgot.
Vigilante Infraction General Interdiction and Limitation. That is terrible. That's got to be the worst one I've ever heard.
It might just be damage control. I
don't see him going that far. Yeah.
It might just be code on the screen that's like something about a short for vigilante. Yes, it could be.
I'll bet it. They're not going to.
It jumped out at me, and the way it was on the screen, I was like, oh, but I wonder if that's something. But there is a Vigil in Marvel Comics, and it's a governmental organization about hunting vigilantes.
I think Damage Control is your government organization that they're going to stick with. And
the thing is that Mayor Fisk sets up the anti-vigilante task force at the end of Daredevil season 1.
Maybe that's who that is.
Just because there's a new mayor doesn't mean that shit gets dismantled.
That's true.
But they're giving Spider-Man.
So it could be the mayor. It could be Mayor Fisk's vigilante task force.
They better have these shoulder pads, or I fucking out, man. These shoulder pads are great. These are great. All right, I gotta get going, guys. This has been a fantastic gang hang. Needed it this week. Thank you so much. We are gonna do new comics this week. It's happening. I promise. So. It's all happening.
Don't make promises. I don't know why you would still make promises to Joe Patrick in this day and age.
For now, I gotta get out of here. My name's Matt Baum.
I'm the Internet's Joe Patrick.
It's a two-headed nerd.
Bye, guys.
Signing off, y'all.